Guys, Reim here. Welcome back. This is Chapter 11, Part A. Now I want to start off this chapter by showing you the Jewel of Demon Seal I missed in Chapter 10. It's right after the Acid Worm fight. You drop down, you save, you take out the Flying Dragons, you take out the Ganjas, you make sure you hit the button to put this down, and there you go. There's your Jewel of Demon Seal that I missed. So let's get going on Chapter 11. Okay, let's start off Chapter 11. Chapter 11 is pretty rough. The enemies come at you in hordes. They take a lot of damage, and they're the undead ninjas, and they have a really nasty throw. Of course, Chapter 11 has some pretty long gauntlets. First gauntlet is long because there's no Muramasa until near the end, and the save statue is a little bit ways away. So let's start off this fight. Equip the Tonfa, Fire, Nimpo, and the Incendiary Shurikens. Okay, this chapter is going to be a whole lot of Tonfa UTs. Now you see where I set myself up for this first UT is so I could start the UT and start going down the stairs. Same thing with this one, but when I'm doing it, I'm always aiming back up because I don't want to get too far down the stairs and spawn the next fight. So I'm aiming back up so I can go right back up the stairs, but the stairs keep them focused and concentrated for me, so my Tonfa UTs take out a lot all at once. And so in a lot of this chapter, I'm going to be really aiming a lot of my Tonfa UTs to make sure I maximize out how many I kill and to kind of direct Ryu through it. So now you see I did a guillotine throw there because I was hit with Incendiary Shuriken. Another thing I'd like to apologize for is when I was doing this first gauntlet, I had a little bit too much to drink at supper, so right now I'm slightly buzzed. Now you're going to see me miss a few more on landings, but I'm still able to take care of this first gauntlet without too much of a problem. Now here I'm going to light my Inferno Nimpo because I get a red orb. Now what happens is kind of strange. It goes down and kills the archers, and I can't figure out how to get that to repeat, but just use the Inferno Nimpo for the archers when you get down close there, and when they start spawning you can take them out that way as well. Okay, no more spawning. I'm just going to inch down, and I'm going to see there's one archer right around there, so I'm going to use my Incendiary Shuriken just to take him out, and then when he gets dead, then I'm going to take out my arrow and finish him off. Now, like I said, you could also use your Inferno Nimpo here to take out the archers, or you could just toss Incendiary Shurikens to take them out. Go down far enough when the next fight spawns, run back up, and start your UT again, or UT charging again. So a lot of this first gauntlet is positioning, setting yourself up so you can charge a UT, and making sure your UTs will take out as many ninjas as possible per UT. Another thing that I was having problems with this fight is having my OTs connect. I'll get right next to an enemy and I get ready to do an OT and I end up doing a Y attack on the other enemy. My guess is there's so many enemies in this game, just there's less chance of you having a sole enemy to do an OT on. It's kind of frustrating. I lost a little bit of life because my OTs weren't connecting with the same percentage they normally do. But that's okay, we still get through it. Another thing that's good to learn is wind path off these guys' heads. Now these guys have a really nasty throw, and they love to use it when you're landing, or when you go into on landing. So after like Azuna drops, the guy tried to do it when I was just finishing my UT, but his timing was bad, and he did it when I was still in my iframes from the UT. So you got to be careful about when you're landing. If you're standing in one place and holding block for too long, a lot of times they'll do their kamikaze suicide throw on you. The crappy part is when they do that, they lose an arm, but then you don't get essence from them when you kill them. Okay, so that should be the end of that. Another thing that's different from Master Ninja to Mentor is a Scythe UT will not kill him. The Scythe UT will take off a limb, but it will not kill him. Now you can use that to your advantage by, if you get a distance, use a Scythe UT and delimb a bunch of them all at once. But if you're expecting them to just walk right into your Scythe UT and die, okay, here we go. Stand right here, the archers can't get you, and now aim your UT to the right towards that arch there. Okay. Now we got these guys. Get back in this place again. Now the next set spawns are going to spawn behind you, and so what I'm doing is I'm aiming my UT up the stairs so I can quick run and throw Incendiary Shuriken at these archers. And I've got essence, so I'm going to go ahead and do an on-landing UT. Now right here I'm loaded with Incendiary Shuriken, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a Wind Nimpo. I'm going to use Wind Nimpo a lot more in this chapter just because I want to enjoy this chapter instead of trying not to do it with using Nimpo. I'm going to be using Nimpo whenever I feel fit. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be trying to kill some of the last guys with regular attacks, trying to increase my blue essence, because you see your health gets down low and your health gets down low in a hurry. So remember that spot that right here to the right, that we used to charge UTs, because it's going to come in handy for this next fight coming up. So you spawn the fight. There you go. You can see that archer right there is the first sign that this fight is spawning. Run back up here where the archers can't get you. Go around this corner where the incendiary shurikens from the ninjas can't get you, and start charging. And you just wait for them to come right into your UT. Okay, one thing you notice in this chapter is I'm going to start using more and more items. I've saved up purposely for this chapter so I can use a lot more items than all the other chapters. I can pretty much go crazy and use a lot of items because I have almost 700,000 in essence before starting this chapter. So I'm going to use items. I'm going to use herbs, grains, mushrooms. I'm also going to use Nimpo a lot more frequently. Now, I love using incendiary shurikens on this chapter. Kind of pays back the IS ninjas, but also when you're running and jumping, they love to grab you with their arm exploding throw as you land. Well, doing the incendiary shurikens will stun them, it'll delimb them, and that way they can't do their arm exploding grab on you. So it kind of serves two purposes. So I was getting low on health, might as well put in a grain, finish off this fight with a wind Nimpo. Now right before the first Resetsu fight, there's going to be targets where you can refill your health. You can get red orbs, you can get yellow essence. Now each target can only hit 3 times, and you need to refill 4 Nimpo slots, you need to hit it twice. So that leaves 1 extra time of hitting it where you can refill your Nimpo up to 3 key slots. So keep that in mind for when you get there. Go ahead and use it once beforehand. It may help you save on some mushrooms that you pretty much have 3 free Nimpo that you can use here. Okay, took care of these guys. Let's go on to the next fight. Okay, this fight we're going to spawn, jump back, jump kind of around the corner, and try to... Here we go, jump around the corner and try to let go so you get all 4 of them right there for your ET. Now that ET only killed 2, and I was tagged with incendiary shurikens. Right there, that move. X plus A, Y, A, Y. Learn that move, that's very, very helpful. You do a flying swallow, you heavenly justice cancel out of it, and you do Y to go right into on landing status. Very, very helpful. Highly suggest you learn it so you get it just so you can do it without even thinking. Okay. Now, I'm also using guillotine throws as much as possible, especially after UTs are going to be tagged with a bunch of incendiary shurikens. Okay, now you think we're done? We're not. There's going to be a few more of these guys coming up, but there's going to be no more IS ninjas, so that's going to be great. Stop Muramasas quickly, refill everything, including my Nimpo, and refill my incendiary shurikens. Jump back here, wait for them to come out the door. Now, when you're setting up your UTs, your goal is to make them as focused as possible. That way your UT kills as many per UT as possible. It makes it a lot more efficient, and a lot of it is about setting it up and then directing the UT so you can actually aim it at specific people. And you can actually aim Ryu during the UT. Okay, still more coming up, but they're pretty staggered for now. Alright. More powerful UTs. You can see how powerful this UT is against all these ninjas. An ET will kill most of the ninjas. And the Tonfa UT by itself is not powerful. Where its strength comes in is its delimbing ability. It has a very, very high delim rate, and anytime an enemy loses 2 limbs, they die. And so an ET will very often delim them twice. So it's not a matter of strength, it's just a matter of delimbing ability. Okay, we got the archers to spawn, and I thought I got the next set of gray ninjas to spawn, but they are not. But since